Issue 117. The story starts right away with Sonic being attacked by a pink Dracon Sentinel, proving that Kintobor's sensors about an intruder were right. Then there's an amusing bit where Grimer says to the Dracon Emperor that Sonic's been beating Eggman for years, and he's about to reminisce, "I remember the time when," reminding me of Colors. And then Eggman says, "Alright Grimer, I don't think we want to hear about that right now." The Emperor is genre blindly confident that he'll be able to capture Sonic and force him to tell him where the emeralds are. The Chaos Emeralds have been impressively underutilized in this comic compared to the games. They're just sitting on Angel Island for most of the comic. And again, I think it was better in Archie Sonic, where there were tons of different Chaos Emeralds around. And while it was different from the games, at least that brought out the possibility that when a magical device that makes no sense happens, it just had one of those millions of Chaos Emeralds in it, so it made sense. These Chaos Emeralds are just stuck on Angel Island for eternity, not being used. After the Emperor says he'll become Master of the Universe, Grimer asks why Eggman's keeping the Emperor from getting the emeralds when the answer should be obvious, and he says that they already know the emeralds are on the floating island, right in front of the Emperor. And instead of the Dracon Emperor immediately hearing them and turning around since he's right in front of them, he just complains about Sonic destroying his Sentinel again. How deaf is this alien race? No, seriously. It would have been fine if they explained that the alien race just doesn't hear as well as other people do. After Sonic says the Sentinels aren't much tougher than basic badniks, Tails points out some more. Tails wonders if the Dracon Empire is invading Mobius just now. Sonic says he doesn't know and calls him Buddy. That's good, I was expecting him to treat him like an idiot. Again. Sonic says that Emerald Hill Zone is where he learned to use his sonic speed, and reasons that he runs this zone as a result. Scourge much? He builds up momentum in the loop. Sonic then sends a palm tree to destroy some more Sentinel robots, basically destroying Emerald Hill Zone while he's fighting like Sonic did with Green Hill Zone with Mega Man. Although at least it's more justified here because Sonic is Fleetway Sonic, so he's less good. And he gets run by a giant Sentinel at the end, as I wonder why this wasn't the first one they sent out. In the next story, when Pajamas can't hear what the biohazard is saying with all the screaming civilians, a little reality ensues on Acoustic license there. For some stupid reason, Ebony says never mind, and tells her to just take Supersonic into the back room, calling him a new friend. This is so stupid! Biohazard clearly called him Supersonic after bursting through the wall in the first place. After the psychic says that the evil energy from Supersonic that shouldn't still be there makes her sick, and we see no sad or worried reaction from Supersonic whatsoever, he wants to help against the monster, and Pajama rudely says that Ebony doesn't need his help. Ebony complains that the golden rays of her magic just bounce off Biohazard's metal skin. Ebony says that somehow Biohazard being immune to magic must be because he's an idiot. What kind of logic is that? This causes her to create a whole bunch of fake Supersonics to confuse Biohazard. And after one of the aliens worries about the Biohazard's toxins hurting Supersonic when he should know he's invincible, Super says sadly that the creature being here is his fault and he should leave, being a responsible person. Ebony tells Pajamas to do a mind link with Super despite her reservations against it, and fast to find out who he is. Sadly, the story ends right when Biohazard realizes where the real Supersonic is. If we hadn't seen panels get wasted on us being reminded that his friends are watching him with spy cameras, maybe we could have seen him find Super and see Ebony's reaction faster. In the next story, the incompetent geek Norris, who's unfortunately in the story again, takes a picture of a UFO, and him telling people about it makes the Robotnik fan club worry about them having that advantage. They want to keep the photo of the UFO from being published. He gets kidnapped, Amy and Techno go to save him attacking the frisbee set towards them, and Techno says that if she captures the frisbee in front, she could reprogram it to their favor. Amy compliments her as a useful person to have around. Why'd she have to specify that she's a canary though? But yeah, it's heartwarming to see her have a genuine friendship after all the times that Sonic insulted her. Like, she has a genuine friend now. She makes the van explode and the criminals run out while Norris is just fine, when the explosion logically should have killed all of them. The story ends with the photo turning out to be of Tails because he apparently needs new glasses. That really annoyed me. I mean, Amy did leave her spaceship behind when she was warped back to Mobius, but you'd think Techno would have made one for herself. And they didn't make it clear enough at the start of the story that Amy was in her room as normal and not in a room in a UFO. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't have built a bedroom for themselves in a UFO. In the next story, we see people in Emerald Hill preparing effigies of Eggman for a public bonfire, making it official that, yeah, he's gone, and they're celebrating it. And it's not explained that they have a good reason for organizing this on this specific day. Like this is the anniversary of when he was ousted. A giant wooden statue looking completely different from all of the other statues is introduced, and some characters point out how odd it is. And predictably, it's just a Trojan horse that Grimer and Eggman are inside. It sends out some badniks, with Tails defeating one and being thanked and called buddy by Sonic as a result. It's nice to see him showing gratitude to him. And after Tails briefly doubts that they'll be able to defeat them all, Sonic says he has a plan, and Tails taunts them while Sonic runs around the Trojan horse at super speed and sets it on fire with friction. Because I guess he mentally turned on his firepower, since normally his shoes are specifically designed to prevent this from happening. The story ends with the Trojan horse going up in flames, and I'm sure Eggman and Grimer will be just fine. The first two stories were by Nigel Kitchen. And the first one is just about the Emperor of the Dracon Empire making Sonic fight robots. And there's a stupid moment where the Emperor doesn't hear Grimer blatantly saying where the emeralds are right behind him. The second story had Ebony stupidly not hear a biohazard called Super by his name, and she creates a bunch of fake Supersonics in a clever way of confusing him. And hides with him in pajamas, that's it. The last two stories are by Lou Stringer, and with the third one it's just a waste of time where the story acts like a UFO, something that could never be gotten a hold of by the heroes, and Norris was just an idiot who somehow mistook a photo of Tails for a photo of the UFO, when in Archie the heroes were using UFOs for quite a while, so I see no reason why Techno couldn't make one, especially after seeing a UFO and a Marble Garden UFO. Not only is the story annoying because Norris is in it being competent, but it's also pretty dated because in a world full of advanced technology like robots, he still has to spend some time getting the film for a photo developed. And in the final story, it's a one-shot on Eggman Effigy Burning Day, where Eggman uses a Trojan horse to send some badniks at Sonic, and he burns it with his super speed friction.